killed the dinosaurs. The Ice Age.
You want a cup of Joe with juice?
I'm gonna make you famous, Lizzie.
It's not Al anymore. It's Dunk.
Dunkachino?
Don't mind if I do.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Welcome to Lights Camera Barstool, episode 42 of season 2. Jeff Lowe, Ken Jack, alongside Phil and Goochman.
So that's your Jackie Robinson episode.
Yo.
Appropriate for us.
No, it's probably not. Probably not. Gooch filling in today with your AirPods. I'm sure people will like that audio quality. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
Big one today. Elvis. A movie I've seen 3 times now, which is crazy.
That can't be true. I don't believe that at all.
I have. I've seen it 3 times.
Has it been out long enough to see it 3 times?
I've seen it in theaters twice. I was very lucky to get a screener because I did not think I was going to see it over the weekend, and I actually did have time to go. You know what I actually tried to go to? I tried to go to Patrick Wilson's theater in Bradley Beach, but it wasn't like the timing wasn't working, and I didn't even know if it's like open yet. But so I've seen it thrice, and it is the most complicated opinion I've ever had on a movie. I've never had the opinion that I'm going to share that I've never had on a movie before. It's crazy. We also have an interview with Taylor Kitsch. Very cool interview. He's awesome. It was our best interview with somebody on a junket too.
Yeah, they always suck junkets, but that was like easily the best one we had.
Junket interviews are usually awful. Because they don't want to be there, and it's not their. It really isn't their fault. And for some reason, we always seem to be one of the last people that they talk to. So they're really like, get the fuck out of here. But he was awesome.
That was the best part towards the end of it too. He's like, this is like the 50th one I did today, but like you guys are actually fun.
Yeah, that's the best compliment we can get. If they ever say like this was a fun break, it's like, okay, we did our job. Yeah. And then we have a former top 5 pick, 6-time Pro Bowler Gerald McCoy, huge comic book guy, massive. Big nerd. We did a huge hero and villain draft. Yeah, he's seen everything. This man watches everything.
Every movie. It's incredible. He's one of us.
Yeah, and then we Elvis review, all of that. So that is our day. I don't know what next week, just a primer ahead. Minions is out. We said we would talk about Spider. It's gonna be like a combo mini or 4 mini reviews, because we'll do Stranger Things season 2 finale, or season 4 volume 2 finale. We'll do Spiderhead. We'll do the Adam Sandler Hoops movie. I already forgot the name, which I like. I like the movie. I forgot the name.
Hustle.
We'll talk about Minions: The Rise of Gru,
and then Cherry, and then that's it.
Yeah, it's got a good score on Rotten Tomatoes. Minions for relative for what? Well, it's got 67% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Do your theaters have the Minions foosball tables in them?
Foosball table? I don't want to standees.
The Regals I've been going to right now, they have these Minions foosball tables. And like every single one I've been to 3 different Regals, and they all have them. So I just wonder what they're going to do with them afterwards. Like, kind of be a nice thing to have in the office.
That would be a cool thing to purchase after the fact. You know what else I saw that's pretty cool? I saw a standee for Nope, the Jordan Peele movie coming out, and it was just like 4 of those inflatable wacky arm guys with just the board Nope behind it. It was awesome. It was so cool because that's in like the trailers or whatever.
Right. Well, I'm going to save. I was going to read a bunch of reviews for Minions, but we're going to talk about the movie for the stupidest fucking reason in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to save these. Now I got to read this first one. If this is your review of the Minions, fuck the Minions. If this is your review of the Minions, you shouldn't be reviewing movies for children. The MacGuffin plot is perfunctory. I don't know how to pronounce that. And frankly, this is a franchise now running on the thinnest of fumes.
You shouldn't use a word that kids can't understand.
Maybe MacGuffin.
29-year-old adults can't understand.
MacGuffin. I bet MacGuffin's like a character name, but somebody abbreviated it to Minions Trog. Minions Trog. I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's like almost like what was it? Secret Life of Pets, Slop 2.
Yep, Slop 2. Yep. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. This episode of Lights Camera Barstool is brought to you by Game Time, money ticketing app. One of our coworkers, actually Chris is not on because it's the College World Series. Chris and our coworker Ben Mincy, big Ole Miss guy. Ole Miss just won the College World Series. Used Game Time to get in there, make sure he had seats for games 1 and 2 and all of the College World Series. Game Time's a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to sure last minute deals on tickets, sports, concert shows, all that and more. They've cracked the code on how to score deals on last minute tickets. I think I mentioned this recently. I used it Used to go see the Lumineers.
That's an interesting concert.
They're pretty good. I asked. I said, do they have a catalog large enough? And they apparently they not only do they were fantastic live.
Yeah, love me.
I listened to a couple of the songs I heard live. Didn't like them as much, but I didn't hear them live. But they also played "Ho Hey" as a second song.
Yeah, that's got to be their go-to. That's the song.
You got to save that
song.
You got to save that.
Hey.
Yeah,
you got to close the whole.
And then what's the other one? It's Ophelia.
I did not know they had more than one.
Oh no, you've definitely heard Ophelia. I can't play it.
We use that for a dozen question.
Yeah, Ophelia is a good song. The purchase process very easy, very quick. I've done it now for baseball, concerts, all that. Once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. Very easy, and much easier than some of the other competing sites because some of those the fucking hoops you got to go through to get just like the digital ticket. Like I know it's like 5 minutes, but that's still an inconvenience. The app it also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text. So you can get into the game very seamlessly and easily. Download the Game Time app. All when we're in Game Time, go to the account tab to create a login. Redeem code LCB for $20 off your first purchase. Which, if you're finding cheap tickets, that could be more than half the ticket. LCB code. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets. Lowest price guaranteed.
I saw someone at a John Williams concert, and like that would be an awesome thing if you're a movie fan to go to. I think, and you could probably get
that would be cool.
Game Time as well.
I've seen the live movie. I went to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I think Return of the Jedi is the premier original trilogy movie to see. If you want to, this is so niche, but if you ever go see like the Star Wars concert stuff, I think Jedi is the best one because it has all of the original trilogy themes in it.
Better ones, yeah.
Yeah, like maybe it's not the best of the three movies, but you're not going for the movie at that point. You're going for the music. Yeah. And there's so many. You get the Imperial March. You get everything in that movie. So the original stuff, I always say, like if you're in like a city that is doing the Star Wars in concert, that's the one I'd go to because you get all the themes in it. It was cool. All right, Game Time. Shout out to Game Time. Great partner here.
Does Game Time sponsor our Game Time? Does that not make sense?
I don't know.
How that works.
I don't know.
Genuinely curious.
It would make sense. Game Time brought to you by Game Time. Kenobi thoughts, and then another ad read because we have 3 today. Thoughts on the finale. Ken Jack, I'll start with you.
It's like totally fine. It's like the show. I cannot. It's so difficult to grade in anything higher or lower than totally fine. It did not exceed any expectations whatsoever. Didn't go too far below anything. Just okay. It's a good comfort food show. And this is the thing I tweeted directly after the finale was like, my biggest complaint with the show is that you have 2 characters, Anakin and Obi-Wan, that have the most tread on their tires of any character in the entirety of the biggest franchise on Earth, and you don't really do anything too original with them. Like, kind of do the same thing. And like, they're obviously working within constraints of like, we know they're both going to survive going into A New Hope, but like, you can do something different. You can make it like ditch the Luke and Leia storyline entirely, make the show just about this underground railroad thing, and it's 20 times better in my opinion. But other than that, I think that it's comfort food, and that's fine. Everyone needs a cheeseburger every now and then. What did you think, Goot? Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it was just very, very fan servicey. I do think they towed the line. They could have gone even further at certain points.
Yes, very much so. Which I'll get to my main complaint.
Yeah, I mean, it was just fine. I'm a little disappointed by the series, but I mean, there was some fun parts, so I'll probably go back and, get on YouTube and just rewatch the fun parts.
It's a very YouTube, like, go back and watch some of the fights and stuff. I mean,
I did really like the, his helmet getting slashed open as someone who watched Rebels and sat through all of that. I mean, that was a good payoff. That was really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely, I mean, I would probably say 1 or 2 best of the series, I guess. I'll give it a compliment sandwich here. And by that, I mean, but it's going to be an open face because I don't have a second compliment. But anyone who thought that this show was like plot holy and like was retconning the original was a fucking moron. You're a fucking, I seriously, I really do mean this. I truly mean this. If you're listening to this right now and you thought they were retconning A New Hope, you're a fucking stupid idiot. You're an idiot. They obviously were not going to retcon the moment. And they played it perfectly. And that goes what you said, Ken Jack. You knew Obi-Wan was going to win the final battle. He had to. That's how it plays into A New Hope. Okay, now you can sit here and tell me that that's dumb that we even had to watch that, which to an extent I'd be like, yes, like we didn't need this. We didn't need this show. You knew it was going to happen. I listened to Marcus from Cosmonaut Variety Hour, Picture Show, whatever on YouTube. He said the same thing. He's like, the problem is it's good, but the problem is what's going to happen because it has to tie into A New Hope. They're not changing A New Hope, obviously. So he's going to have to win because of his line saying, I was the learner, now I'm the master. So that's what happened. That's great. It was fine. So obviously it ended in a very satisfactory way if you're a Star Wars fan. And if you were like ranting about it the whole time, it's like, what are you talking about? Like they're gonna wrap it up now. Because we're saying this, it's fairly predictable, which is kind of a bummer, and that's what makes the show maybe not as exciting like as a Mandalorian, where you don't know what's going to happen. You don't like Mando's Razor Crest could blow up and you're like, oh shit, like that I didn't see. Nothing like that could have really happened in this series. That's what kind of makes it like a bit of a bummer before you even watch it. The one thing I will say, I don't like being a victim of hype. I couldn't watch this show until like a day after because of like shit we had going on here. And we had Barstool Idol last week. For those who don't know, we bring people in and we have them compete to become Barstool employees. And we did an episode of trivia the morning that Obi-Wan came out, and I just felt like Barstool is not my show. It would be very disrespectful for me to stay up till 3:30 and then come in groggy for someone else's show. Like, fuck it, I'll watch another day. I knew Qui-Gon was going to be in it. It was also trending all day, so I'm like, oh, the Qui-Gon one must have been sick.
Pretty rich.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that? I don't know if maybe it was a COVID shoot because we've seen this with like the WandaVision got changed because of COVID. Like I don't know like when stuff was filmed. Like maybe they couldn't film a whole thing with Liam Neeson. It was so short, and I really don't want to complain, like, because we talk about how much we hate when you complain about little things about Star Wars, and this is me just falling to hype. I was like, oh, what the fuck? That was it? He was kind of like, what up, dude? And he's like, yo.
I wish they had given him the sunglasses and the umbrella hat.
I mean, it was cool.
He had so he has an expanded scene in like the Clone Wars, not in Rebels, but in Clone Wars, like you get to see a lot more Qui-Gon. He's really cool in that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Liam Neeson voiced him in that too, which is
that
awesome.
was a bit of a bummer because the way people were tweeting about it, I'm like, oh shit, there must have been a sick Qui-Gon scene, and then he's just like, yo, it's like, let's ride, my man, and then they just like go off. You're like, oh fuck, that's it. You're like, that's all we get a Qui-Gon.
I think my other biggest complaint with this is that, like, not only one of the things I think we all had a big complaint with after watching Revenge of the Sith was like Obi-Wan let this all happen, and not only did he let this all happen once, but now he let it all happen twice. And like this time it's even worse because like he's knew Anakin like killed the younglings or whatever when he fought him on Mustafar, thought he killed him, whatever. The second time he knowingly leaves Anakin alive after watching him snap children's necks right in front of his fucking face. Like that's lunacy at a point. I mean, come on.
Yep.
Do something, Obi-Wan. It's like I'm no longer viewing Obi-Wan as a victim versus an enabler. He is like literally like the first peg above Palpatine as to why the universe is fucked.
Which I do kind of like that their similarities, and that's not excusing what you like. This is very true, but like I do like that Obi-Wan like just like everything blows for Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
it sucks. Like it really like even Uncle Owen's like, Jesus Christ, this guy's depressed. Like come let him meet Luke, which I thought that moment was kind of neat. Like that was like they gave us one hello there. Like like there were plenty of things I liked. I thought this show more than a lot of things we've seen really allowed a lot of cool raw force power, which I will always like. I'm going to defend one thing with the sequel trilogy. It's the fact that they've opened up the force into a much more intriguing and different thing to look at. I love the raw force. Like, I mean, Vader in the series is badass. It was very cool. So like, there's plenty to love about it. But again, like my biggest takeaway is how much more I just appreciate The Mandalorian for many reasons, from production to story to what it offers us. And I mean, it was good. I like this a lot more than I
cannot wait for Taika's movie. Saying that he's just going to do like nothing is connected. He just came out and said nothing is going to be connected to any of the previous stuff. All new characters.
Exactly.
Everything.
First reviews in for Thor, by the way, speaking of Taika, and people seem to enjoy it. People were like, it's not as good as Ragnarok, but it's good. I heard it fine. That's a very tough movie to top.
I heard people thought it was going to be a little bit more dramatic or whatever, and it's more like a straight comedy movie or like than anything else.
Kind of fine with.
Comedy. Yeah, I'm totally.
I don't need some like.
I'm not watching.
Yeah, I don't need some like bullshit stakes or any. Like, I mean, just make it. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I want humor because they've proven now Thor is one of the funnier superheroes. That work.
If it's a fun, I'm very much looking forward to Thor, which will be 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I think it's 2.
Couple. We're watching it tonight. Are we seeing it tonight?
July 7th. July 7th is the.
Is our screener
Right.
tonight?
I think it is tonight.
I am not.
It's this week.
Oh, brother.
Definitely this week.
If it's tonight, I'm not even sure I can go.
I'm fairly
Oh,
certain.
fuck. Okay, so that's. I looked
Be a
that
man
up.
of the people, Jeff. Be a man of the people.
Maybe I won't go. I didn't go to. I couldn't see Doctor Strange. It was on the road.
Let's see. 6 p.m. What day was it? June 20. Nope, that's social embargo. What the fuck? June 29th.
That's Wednesday.
Yeah, so we have time.
Okay,
Never mind.
Wednesday
This
night.
week, that's
All right, so actually, I can't make that.
Oh, by the way, another biggest complaint about this, they biffed big time the Inquisitors. The Inquisitors, one of the scariest things from Rebels. They were so biffed them big time in this.
They just didn't use them properly.
They
too.
sucked. They were
Yeah.
terrible. They were weakling bitches and did nothing, like literally nothing. And they were so scary in Rebels.
It was. I would argue the show probably has a few too many characters. I think it definitely. I think I liked a bunch of them, but like together, probably just a few too many characters.
Kumail rocked, by the way.
It's weird. It was an odd. Not an odd show. Again. In that review I watched, he noted, he said like Andor looks like it has more of a budget and weight thrown behind it, which is just odd. This show was a bit odd, but I liked it. Boba Fett was odd, and I didn't like it, and so that's a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the 2 Mandalorian episodes, which weren't Boba Fett episodes.
Boba Fett,
It's not Boba Fett. It's just
Boba Fett, the non-criminal criminal. I love that show for that one reason. It just made no sense from a procedural standpoint for Boba Fett.
Yeah. Okay. Adrien, and then we'll get into some news. Whatnot. If you haven't heard about Whatnot, which you probably see if you follow sports accounts, you've probably seen Whatnot on Instagram. A lot of Instagram ads. It's a live stream auction app where you can buy collectibles, comics, and really kind of almost anything. They bring business and people together through commerce, where sellers can host live streams. And engage connoisseurs like yourself can bid in real time. Big trading card pack break app.
Oh yeah, stream that.
You've probably seen the ad for the LeBron triple logo man card. That's been the thing which I think it sold for like a couple mil. One of the rarest cards ever. Live streams happening 24/7, and now Barstool is Whatnot's newest seller. Will be going live twice a week on Whatnot, running live shows and selling never before seen auction items, Whatnot exclusives, all that and more. Download the Whatnot app, all one word, Whatnot app, and follow the Barstool Sports account at Barstool Sports. You'll be the first to get notified when we go live. Use the link in the description. You get $10 off your first purchase on Whatnot subscription to the podcast. Check that out. $10 off your first purchase on Whatnot. I do enjoy good pack breaking, but I'll be honest, not sports. I love watching old Pokemon packs get ripped open.
Yeah,
there's such a nostalgia drip with that. Some of those old, you know what was a card that I forgot was like kind of weird compared to all the other cards. Fuck, we need Nick in here. He knows all the Pokemon names. The Magnemite card.
Yeah.
No, what's the one where it's in front of like graffiti?
Oh, that one I have no idea. I thought I was just trying to identify.
Could be like Hitmonlee.
No, there's one card in front of like a weird, because there's a couple cards that are like they're like 3D. They're like CGI looking.
Yeah.
Is that the evolved version of Magnanite?
I just looked up,
which would be Magneton, by the way.
Found a literal
the three of them
card of Pokemon. It's very difficult to find by searching.
All right, I'm gonna say what it is. I know somebody's fucking screaming right now.
It's like Nick.
Oh, it wasn't like Doug Trio, like the Diglett evolution. Wasn't that one like CGI, like 3D? It was really weird. Like some of them were like the flat cards, and some of them were different designs. I love the old Pokemon
I used
cards.
to go to Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments at my local Toys R Us. Never did Pokemon tournaments though. I did pretty good. I was a pretty good Yu-Gi-Oh player since I had like no money and no good cards. I was like smoking these 30-year-old guys.
Well, how do you get good if you don't have good cards?
Like you just need to like play with a good strategy and everything like that.
Oh, that's fair.
I had my set deck. I was like, I know how to beat most of these players because they play a certain way.
I know it smelled crazy in there. Dude,
you would not believe. And it was like, so it's the combination of the smell of Toys R Us, which is one of the greatest smells, and then it's just like rancid human beings. Like it's disgusting people.
Did you all see that like card tournament? They're forcing people to wear deodorant. Like apparently it's like become an issue.
Yeah.
You were like the money ball of Yu-Gi-Oh.
It was me and my friend Rosario, who later became a professional Dota player. Like he won like $1.5 million tournament of Dota. Like it was crazy. He's like a real professional gamer now. It's great. It's nuts.
I also always liked that the Pikachu card. Pikachu looked like was one of the lowest quality looking Pokemon, even though he was like the most famous Pokemon.
Yeah,
he was like kind of like chunky looking.
He was a little.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing in the Pokemon. I'm on Pokemon TikTok for some reason.
Oh,
like that's what my feed. Yeah, like apparently that's a huge thing with them. They're so mad about that they changed him from like fat Pikachu.
Yeah,
he's like kind of thinner now. They called him like Chonk Pikachu or Chonkachu or something.
The OG Pikachu was I have to get when my mom moves again. I have to get it because I know for a fact. I don't have like millions of dollars in Pokemon cards. I know I have a hefty. My dad used to go over to Japan when he was at one of his golf business jobs, and he would come back like he brought back original Pokemon stuff before it became popular because like this, because they keep telling me it's going to be huge in the United States, and like I wasn't like ahead of it that much or like I have millions, but like I know I have enough, and I told my mom like she's like it's in storage, so you just gotta wait.
I know Troll's just shitting his pants right now, knowing like if that was his dad, he'd have him bring him back like these insanely vague JRPG games and everything like that, and weird anime bullshit.
they're just like
Pokemon, Jeff, really?
Yeah, I would love to get into that my old binders of Pokemon cards, but the move has to happen. They're sitting. Hopefully we move soon, and Dave Hesser and the Storage Wars guys don't break into our storage locker.
Binders full of Jigglypuffs. What was the shitty Pokemon evolution rat? It's something like the rat in the name. The really
Raichu.
Raichu, yeah, Raichu's
Raichu is Pikachu evolved.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
that was the best part about Pokemon Gold. Pikachu just wouldn't evolve.
Yeah, exactly.
He wouldn't go to Raichu.
I would never wanted to turn into Raichu because Raichu sucked. Pikachu was so much better.
I thought you meant Rattata.
No, fuck, not the actual rat.
Yeah, okay.
Like Pokemon or Pikachu is a rat type.
Did you collect every Pokemon in the original?
I don't think I ever got that far.
I missed fucking one of them. And I probably talked about it on this show before.
He was like the most common one.
No, it's the one that you get in the safari, and you can only
Kangasaur.
Kazakhstan, yeah, is the only one you can't get. You have to get him in the safari, and I can never get him again. And it was the one Pokemon I never got.
Need the safari balls.
Crazy.
Like $1 trillion for safari balls. This sucked.
Oh man. There's Pokemon talk.
While we were talking about auction stuff, I've been watching a lot of Antiques Roadshow for some reason because
great show.
Thing on Samsung.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. Yep.
I love watching that show because like it's like either you get to see someone like get their life changed by having like I have this Rolex I never wore and it's like it's worth $800,000, or it's just some guy being like your Honus Wagner card, it's fucking fake.
Yeah.
I was watching the British version too, and they're even more brutal. It's like the same sort of thing. They have like, I have this pre-war knickknack or whatever. Like, it's a fake, dumb bitch, and like they just come on.
There's nothing quite like the pause when they know when they're about to tell you that it's worth hundreds of thousands, and they give you kind of like well, I'll tell you what. Like and they'll do that and be like, even they're nervous. They're like, holy shit, we're about to tell you that you have millions here. Yeah, Antiques Roadshow is like. It's one of those shows that it's been on in my household for as long as I can remember, and I love it.
They gave the same pause though when they're about to break their heart. Yeah, it's so funny. They're just like, I mean, this would be worth in real condition like $900,000, but yours?
It's like this fancy china that's gone down through their family for like 200 years.
Yeah, 200 years, and it's just like a reproduction made in like Liverpool or whatever. Like they're so pissed off.
It spawned so many shows. I mean, Pawn Star doesn't exist without this show.
I was watching when this lady had like this set of like Victorian dining room table and like all these chairs, and she had 15 chairs, and he's like, the guy goes, they always give them in sets of 16 or something. So like in a set of 16, this is worth a shit ton of money, but because you gave one of the chairs away, it's worthless. And it was like so fucking funny. It's just like, how does that even happen?
We had one time we were in between houses in Connecticut, and we had a chair in our living room in my great uncle's old house, and we looked over and it was the chair on the show. We were like, holy shit. Damn. And our chair was a version that wasn't, but we ended up, I think, turning it for some money, but we were like, what the hell? It's right there.
Hell yeah.
Official trailer for Volume 2 of Stranger Things. That will be released on Friday, the 1st of July. Friday, right? Yeah. Friday. Only 2 episodes, but caveat, it's 4 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically 4 episodes.
Movies.
Yeah, they're releasing 2 feature-length movies. One like a 90-minute movie, and one like a 2.5-hour movie. I think one's 125 and then 230.
Releasing 1 1/4 Boz movies.
Right. Great trailer, I thought. Definitely cut after the viral sensation of running up that hill, coming back and being
They couldn't figure out
again.
early on. They definitely were like, it's either going to be running up that hill or past the Dutchie. We don't know which one of these songs is going to hit off, but
there was one person though who was like, we should probably use that song. And they're like, let's just see if it plays. Now he's just dunking on everybody. Yeah, I mean, I didn't need to see the trailer. I actually kind of wish I didn't watch it though. It's not like they don't give anything away. No. It's them screaming and yelling and fighting shit. It's like I kind of like what I figured it would be. I'm very excited for it. Like it's kind of crazy to say because I was very down on the show. I've been down on the show since we did this pod. I thought the third season was just kind of whatever.
Second season stunk too.
First season's fantastic, but this last season, again, it's bloated in spots. But there was, I think the biggest comment I can give it about the negative stuff was that I never found myself bored with it at any point in time. I'm really excited for the end of it because I do think it's going to be a fucking electric show.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest compliments we can give it is that like it really made believers out of us, and like we understand the quality of the show is still good from that first season, but like as time went on, we were so down on it, and it made believers out of us so quickly. Not only through like because like word of mouth on it was always going to be nuts because a trillion people watch the show, but like I went and saw it, and people were saying like this is so much different. You got to watch it, and it was really really good. Those first two episodes and the last episode, I think, are three of the best episodes of the show. Period. And just like it's one of the best, three of the better episodes of television I've seen in recent memory. So, and speaking of, if you watch The Boys, Herogasm obviously rocked. I was so fucking I was anticipating everyone being able to watch that episode.
So much better than I thought what we were going to get. Yeah, I liked that they kind
the
of
ending of it
flipped
too.
that around. Like I thought it was just going to be kind of over the top, vulgar, and instead that fight was fucking awesome.
It was so
but Stranger Things was I can't. I guess Loki would be the last show where I can remember. I'm like diving into, theories. Like I'm reading those. I'm having fun reading that stuff and like watching videos on like who could the traitor be and stuff like that. Like having fun with it. Which I haven't had that. I haven't had that with a show in a while.
The Vecna rocks. It's like one of the best villains. I can remember. It's like a sci-fi program.
I'm not gonna find it. God damn it! There's this random like sports culture Instagram, like. I don't know. It's one of those graphics where it's like if your birth month is this person and then this is the next thing, and it was like a mix of sports and pop culture. And then it's like the birth month, the number one on the left side was Arch Manning, and the number one on the right side was Vecna. I'm like, what? I'm like, what could this even? And then there's like Mike Trout, and it's like Darth Vader. Like, what the fuck is this? And I was just, it was like 6 o'clock this morning, and I was like too out of it to like realize I was looking at. God, I'm not gonna find that again. For a second, I'm like, am I still sleeping? Is that Vecna next to Arch Manning?
This is my favorite Stranger Things tweet. This guy quote tweeted a picture of like the guy who plays Vecna like relaxing between sets.
Yeah.
He goes,
yes.
Oh, I have that.
Fun reminder for all the people making horror movies. It isn't scary. They're hanging around between takes with a guy in a latex suit. Then the movie magic comes from lighting, editing, and other effects. Like so actors do, in fact, be acting.
Yeah, like
while they act. So it's like an insane take.
That person felt so smart posting that too.
Like, fucking look at this guy drinking a Starbucks. Like, they're not actually scared of him off camera. It's like, fucking man, it's acting. What do you expect? Loser.
Yeah, not a ton to say on it. We'll do a review on it on the next episode. I'm very excited for it though. You're right. I haven't been like, which is kind of sucks to say about Obi-Wan, but like Obi-Wan, there's no world. If Obi-Wan was Mando, I would have stayed up. I would have walked in groggy as shit the next day, but I didn't have that much of hype, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm excited.
People are like, "Oh, everyone was way too hyped up for it." It's like a victim of hype. Like, think about it this way: they trotted out on stage at Disney Expo, like Hayden Christensen and Obi-Wan. Yeah, look what we got. We got the group. They got the group back together. It's like they knew the level of hype that show was going to get. Like that was an expectation they set for themselves. So like it's not something that the audience for.
The trailers were huge. Yeah. NBC Peacock released this actually I've been told is airing in many places as well as some theaters. I've been told that. I don't know if that's true or not. NBC Peacock Twitter account released a Minions version of the opening of The Office. Oh my God. The dumbest fucking thing of all time, and not the whole thing, whatever. I fucked them. First of all, fuck the Minions. I hate the Minions. Despicable Me 1, great movie. Why the fuck is the Kevin Minion not the one that spills the chili?
Crazy.
That's actually, I mean this truthfully. That infuriated me for like 10 seconds. Then I'm like, whatever, this is dumb. But I was like, why the fuck isn't Kevin, the Kevin Minion, spilling the chili?
for something that looks like they spent probably thousands of hours.
A lot of time.
So much editing. I remember, and this is what happens with any single time something with The Office or Minions really gets posted, or if it's Garfield. Like I see it at 9 a.m. and I'm like, we're gonna get tagged in this for the next 24.
Yes, which we were
24 to 48 hours. I mean, I'm nonstop. And it's just,
I mean, like,
know what to do.
I will say, like, it's really well animated. It looks cool. Like it's
like the fucking Patrick NBA thing. You remember that? When they turned Larry Nance Jr.
I like that though. I like
But that wasn't on purpose. That was ironically very funny. They thought that it looked sick, and it was fucking stupid. That's why it was so cool.
I was so mad they didn't make the Kevin minion spill chili. It doesn't make sense. Like it really, I don't get it. It's right there for you. It's so obvious.
I'd ask Brian Bumgarner, but he charges $200 a word.
Yeah, I'm not.
So
he's like friends with people. I'm like, he's a nice man. He does a lot of Barstool pods. He's not allowed on this podcast.
Imagine being
the king of cameo.
Imagine being a lawyer earning like $200 an hour, and you see him, he's earning $200 for a sentence. Like,
yeah. He's a really nice guy. Like I know everyone here likes him, and he's like, and I like the man. He's not allowed on this podcast.
What's the dumbest thing they could cross Minions over with?
Friends, probably. That's the next one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I started watching
Succession.
My girlfriend started watching it for the first time ever, and I finally understand the Janice laugh bit. So now I feel like I get the joke.
Janice's laugh is admit. I think it's I hate. What makes me like Friends more is that Instagram accounts think they're like fucking, like Instagram accounts that think they're so like hipster for being like the Friends isn't fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's like okay, okay.
Or anything with a laugh track. When people are like anything with a laugh track isn't funny,
that's
like,
crazy.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I see people have that take, and I'm like,
some of the funniest shows.
Yeah, people do have that with Seinfeld. I mean, look, Friends is not highbrow comedy whatsoever. It is
very simple.
Friends is the simplest form of a sitcom possible. And that's fine. Like it really is not that amazing. But there are I don't know.
The episode
comedy is very subjective, but there are plenty of things in Friends that I laugh very hard at.
The episode I watched, which funny you mentioned Succession, had Fisher Stevens in it, playing like a therapist or something. Like that was
Which
dating
one
Phoebe.
Is that?
He has like super long hair. I almost didn't recognize him at first.
Yes.
He had his nose is kind of identifiable, and I was just like, "That's Fisher Stevens. We've spoken to him before."
I don't know. There's an episode where Joey pretends to have a Porsche, and I will laugh at that for as long.
Patrick Warburton Devils fan gets me every time.
I love Patrick Warburton. So
I actually I am ripping through Seinfeld and Arrested Development at the same time. And Arrested Development, Arrested Development, I've debated a little bit. I hadn't rewatched Arrested in a while, and I debated if that or Veep were my top comedy, and Arrested's back to number one. Like Veep is amazing too because I did rewatch Veep. Arrested Development is just unfucking believable. Arrested is so smart in ways that are just just the shit in the background. It's just nuts. That show is beyond genius.
Perfectly casted too.
Yeah, it's
very
just
rare.
It is so fucking funny.
I got to rewatch Curb. They did a ranking or a draft rather on Dog Walk where they did like HBO shows, and the second they picked Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I think was number 2, or they picked Larry David. Like all I could think about, I had to immediately go back and watch the Mocha Joe argument because like there's so many amazing scenes, but for some reason Mocha Joe always makes me fucking die laughing.
Original Curb, I've said this on this show before too. Original first couple seasons of Curb too. Mm-hmm. If you've like watched it for years and loved the show, there are moments and jokes that you're like, that was in the same episode as that joke. You're like, holy shit, that show was on fire.
Even when they rebooted in like the opening, I think it's first or the second episode after they did the second or the rebooted season or whatever. The whole Harvey Weinstein bit with Jeff Garlin was so fucking funny. It was just like, really, really good. That episode was killed. Curb
is one of those shows that is worth even if it's just one season, like almost an annual rewatch because it just is so fucking funny. First trailer for Not Okay, starring Zoe Deutsch and Dylan O'Brien, releases on Hulu July 29th. A misguided young woman desperate for friends and fame takes a trip to Paris to update her social media presence. A terrifying incident takes place in the real world, which becomes a part of the imaginary trip and offers all she wanted. There was like a terrorist attack is what it seems like, and she fakes it. So this is Not Okay based on Steve Razanizzi. It's the first thing she's going to be in studio. We're interviewing her in studio for this movie, I think, at the end of July.
Who? Zoe Deutsch?
Yeah. So
Goochman, he just went on the horny.
I know.
Word. Yeah, fucking bonking your ass.
I mean, that's my.
His just raised 3 inches off the ground.
I love it.
She's
I
my
really do love
celebrity
her.
crush. It's now Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse Ronan can come in the studio whenever she wants and do an interview.
The movie looks sexy. Dylan O'Brien and her both look amazing.
I actually watched the trailer and I'm like, how do we bring up the Steve Resnick story to her?
We have to. I mean,
We're gonna have to.
We don't have a choice.
And then I went back and I rewatched. Pete Davidson was on the Opie and Anthony show the day that this broke about Steve Rez and Izzy, and I went back through it, and it is so fucking funny. Yeah. It is. First of all, Pete is yelling into the mic saying, "I'm the 9/11 guy," and it's very funny. They don't give him like the benefit of the doubt, but they're kind of like, Jesus. They go, but they're explaining like, when you caught in a lie, sometimes you kind of layer on, but then they keep playing it out, and he's just layering on so many specific details. They're like, ugh, they're like, it's so bad. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. And then Elijah Wood comes in and starts comedy. It's like the weirdest combo of people. That. It's a crazy one though.
Still one of the most brutal things from any of the Comedy Central roast is when Jimmy Carr came up and he's like,
"Yes,
yeah, everyone's making fun of Pete Davidson's dad, but this isn't the roast of Pete Davidson's dad. That was on 9/11," and I was just like, "Oh."
Pete Davidson was good in that roast. He was good
roast. Yeah, I'm so happy he's off.
Steve Rez and Izzy,
as well as the rest of that cast. Oh, speaking of, we still haven't had a banger come out from our guy.
Has he not released anything?
He hasn't released anything about Roe v. Wade.
No.
Unbelievable. Where is he? This is like we're shining the bat signal for him.
Yeah.
The SNL guy from TikTok.
Oh yeah, no, he hasn't put up a video.
He hasn't put up anything. It's literally his bat signal's up, and he's like, "I'm staying at home on this one, fellas. We fucking believed in you, dude.
Yeah,
your moment.
This. Yeah, he should have.
I was saying to someone before, it would be funny if he was like just weirdly super pro-life. Like he was like in every other opinion, he's like super on the left, but like just a mega pro-life. Would have been good.
I gotta watch the Steve Rez and Izzy thing later. It's brutal. It's brutal. Yeah, that comes out July 29th. First look at Orcs and Amazon's Lord of the Rings here, which is funny because we talked about it last week. We hadn't seen
second with that Monday. We recorded that on Sunday, and the day after they released.
We talked about because like and actually Gooch mentioned there have been a lot of posters, like a lot of posters. When they release posters, they release like fucking 40 at a time. Well,
there's a trillion characters, so I think you have to.
But this was a very positive image drop because
the only good thing they made.
This is the first. Yeah, this is the first thing that had a positive reception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's practical effects orcs, which they were not practical. Maybe there might have been one or two in The Hobbit. I don't know for sure, so I won't speak on it. I won't say for sure. There may have been, so I won't say for sure. But most of them were CGI.
No, they were CGI in The Hobbit.
Yeah, okay.
CGI.
Yeah. These look great. These look really good.
Yeah, we need to go back to the OG great orc, in my opinion, is I think it was Gothmog, the general in Return of the King. You know, the one that three fucked up face that they said was based off Weinstein. Second mention in the pod. Yes. Just down bad.
You know what's even funnier? I was watching South Park the other day, and they had a great Harvey Weinstein / Bruce Vilanch joke. They were trying to figure out who the coon was, and it was like it's either Eric Cartman. And they said Farvey Feinstein, I think was the name. And then Bruce Vilanch was the third option.
God, that's like they're listening to our podcast at that point. I know. Stephen Shea #1. Bruce Vilanch Earth.
Go ahead. He's been
writing jokes at the
that's right.
Oscars for years. Yeah, I know. It looks good. There's not much. I mean, they're just pictures of war.
It looks great. I'm excited for it. I do think that I think the Game of Thrones series coming out a week before is going to be an issue for them because I think that Throne series is going to be fucking phenomenal. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's going
to be competing with directly with that.
I like that take. I feel like we might be maybe less you because you are a bigger Thrones fan than me, but I feel like this could be a Stranger Things situation for me where I watch the show and I'm like, oh, this is kind of good.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. I'll say it again. The thing that worries me more than anything about Lord of the Rings is the original cast absolute detest like attitude about wanting to be associated with this.
Yes.
Like they don't want to acknowledge it. And that actually, like, I know that's kind of a crazy thing to have concern you, but with these types of things, you don't usually see that. Usually you see people all in on it. I'm not saying that always means they're good, but the fact they want nothing to do with it concerns me a little bit. Like they're just there's a little bit of a stink there.
One of the cast members from the show followed Sharon Left Me, and I only knew it because like a verified thing came up, and I was like, who the fuck is this? And he has just a House of the Dragon posters everywhere. Guy's playing Sir Harwin Strong. So that's going to be interesting. Anyone who's interested in Sharon Left Me, that's in an acting gig, like I'm just a little bit skeptical on always. So curious about
Does
that.
John Mayer still follow you?
I think he unfollowed because I got drunk and DM'd him like, yo, what's up?
That'll do it. New Planet of the Apes series in development. We didn't know this. Sets up a new trilogy. We had an idea. I think it was official, or it was talked about that Disney wanted to do this because Disney does own the rights now. Now that's 20th Century Studios. The script came from Wes Ball, who did Maze Runner, college roommates with Barry Jenkins, which is always kind of a wild, yeah. And co-writer Josh Friedman, who penned War of the Worlds, Terminator: Dark Fate, and Avatar 2.
Bizarre grouping of movies.
It'll be a continuation of the legacy of Caesar from the previous trilogy, which I think is fine. Like, I like that. I would be very, very upset if they rebooted and they restarted again. That would be absolute waste. So I like that it's a continuation. The world, I mean, the original Planet of the Apes, let's remember, was them like as humans, like as politicians, like,
oh god, yeah.
So I mean, that's the Planet of the Apes I do want to see. The original Planet of the Apes, and some of the sequels are better than others. Some are terrible. I mean, I do like the original Planet of the Apes is iconic. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it'll be good. Tough to top a trilogy that's very good. One of the more underrated is the wrong word. Underappreciated maybe. Would be didn't get the awards love that I mean, I think in terms of blockbuster trilogy, it is truly fantastic, top to bottom, and it got better.
Shout out Churning.
It got good ratings. Like, people did like it, but I don't think it gets the love that it probably truly deserves for the quality that it is.
It doesn't get the love that similar franchises that are significantly worse get. So like this one, like I think all three of the movies are very, very good, and that's very rare in any trilogy.
Yeah,
like just doesn't really get mentioned in the same conversations as a lot of trilogies that really do stink. Netflix
is adding an ad supported tier to the platform. What is that?
They're just turning into cable. They just it's come.
Like, what do you get with that?
No, I guess you just don't have to pay for a full premium subscription. Like, Gooch, when you muted yourself.
That's it.
But yeah, I think they're essentially just turning themselves.
I think they're trying to like justify bringing the prices up on the base tier. So if you slide in a cheaper option underneath that base, then it looks like that's the base.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does right?
Yeah, no, I
just wonder how many ads you get.
Issues we need to figure out pretty quickly.
Yeah,
I wonder, like, if you have this and you watch like a 2.5 hour Stranger, how many are you gonna get?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I'm curious.
Watching TV again.
You look at Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie as Ken and Barbie.
Still look good.
Yeah, I know they look hot. Like, what? Like, I don't really know. Like, this is gonna be one of the funnier, like, until we see a trailer. Like, the set photos are just like the two of them looking very attractive.
Yeah.
I like Greta Gerwig was on set and she was rocking all pink too. I love that. That's like, Filoni wearing a cowboy hat on set, or Sheridan riding a horse.
Yeah.
This movie is going to catch a very novice is not the right word. Someone who's not like clued in on movies and they just see the word Barbie. They're going to think I think it's going to get kind of a weird, not a bad rap, but kind of a weird reaction from those who don't know what it is.
Where I think like other toy-based movies, which is very good.
I think everyone who knows this expects something a little different, a little elevated, because it is Greta Gerwig. I think this is one. Honestly, I truly think it's one of the top 5 most intriguing movies for next year. I'm not saying it's the movie I'm most excited to see, but the idea of what this is and like what it's going to be, I'm absurdly intrigued by it.
The Oppenheimer double feature. Fuck, did we ever post? Do you remember the meme of that house in California, wherever it's like?
Yeah, we posted it.
Fuck. All right, I want to make sure. I just thought about that just now, and I realized I was like fucking years late on that.
What a day that's going to be.
That's going to be a great double feature day. Oppenheimer back to back with Barbie. Well, Barbie first. We get the sweet before the sour.
All the fellas going into Barbie, all the ladies going into Oppenheimer.
Exactly. Which one do you think moves first?
Which one do you think? What first?
I mean, one of them is going to move. Like,
maybe
which one moves first?
What's Barbie's studio?
They moved from, they used to be Sony, now it's Universal. It got sold from Sony.
Well, isn't Oppenheimer also Universal?
No, it's Warner Bros. It's Warner.
Wait, Oppenheimer's definitely not Warner Brothers, right? Isn't this?
No, they wouldn't.
It's the first movie that's not Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
I googled Barbie, thinking that the first thing that pops up obviously was, and then I googled Oppenheimer, thinking the movie that popped up first. Obviously not. That was very dumb Google search on my part. Where is it? It is. That is Universal. Okay, yeah, Universal. Let's go to films 2023. Let's see if Wikipedia has this filled out yet. So where could it move? Warner. And when's it coming out? In the summer? Yeah, so July 21st. So It's not going to move to the next weekend because the Marvels comes out. Oppenheimer would probably move first.
What day is the?
No way. Mission Impossible is the week before. Madam Web is the week before that. Indiana Jones the week before that. The Flash the week before that. Elemental by Disney, that's the Pixar. I could see Warner Brothers throwing it there. Maybe if they move it. They have the Meg 2 the next week in August. They don't have anything on August 11th.
It would be interesting if they did.
So I can see it there.
Moved it directly to the date of the Hiroshima bombing, which is August 6th. Like, I feel like that would be kind of telling. And if anything, like it kind of fits.
There's
like
also
going to be about how much Oppenheimer hated the nuclear bomb and hated being part of it. So if they put on that date, it would be interesting.
Their Blue Beetle, the DC movie, is the 18th of August, and there's nothing currently slated for the last 2 weeks of August. So I could see Warner Brothers maybe moving it there, but I would assume one of them moves. Them coming out same week can be crazy. Just with the cat, I mean, the amount of people in both those movies is just absolutely insane. I forgot there's another Ninja Turtles movie. Gran Turismo coming out August 11th.
It's a Seth Rogen one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's got something else cooking. Oh wait, no, I was about to say I thought he had something cooking, but I saw that someone else picked up to do was it the Hornet and Kato or whatever, Green Hornet and Kato? Someone else picked up the job to do that.
Seth Rogen put up a tweet last night, and is he all right? He's like shaved his head down, bleached it, and he's kind of got this look going on that he's kind of going through a
Gooch froze. Where's Seth Rogen? I don't know. I do still follow him. I haven't paid as much attention since.
Seth. I'm very interested to see what he looks like now. It's like he had put up too much.
You're back.
All right, good.
Boys, I forgot he is.
Oh, he has very long nails.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that didn't even look like him. Blonde hair. He's got the platinum hair going. He makes these. What does he do? He makes these
bongs and shit.
These like bongs and fucking bowls and shit.
Yeah.
Aren't they really fucking expensive too? Like $300.
I forgot how weird he looked in Pam and Tommy with the little bullet.
I'm not in the market for any of Seth Rogen's products.
Shout out Buddha Ben. He's our guy.
New drop today.
3 Chioli, which we'll get to. Nope, that's next week. That's the next episode. All right, 2 more things. Season 3 of Harley Quinn will premiere on HBO Max in July.
Hell yeah.
Recently started that. Very, very good show.
And then Top Gun Maverick, first film to pass $1 billion this year, which is
makes sense.
Does make sense. Kind of crazy in the end. I mean, I don't think I would have expected that. Good for Tom Cruise.
That's crazy. I mean, that's James Cameron territory. That's really just James Cameron who gets that, like, outside of Marvel movies. Like,
I still can't believe there's somebody on Twitter who was like adamant with me that Doctor Strange Multiverse Matters make more money than Spider-Man.
Get the fuck out of here.
I was like, what are you talking about? What? And that's not even like a roast on Doctor Strange. Spider-Man is the most famous Marvel character. It's one of the 3 most famous comic book characters in the world, along with Batman and Superman. I mean, maybe now Iron Man, but like in terms of like longevity of being like
literally like 90 years of fame for Spider-Man.
I don't know what's going to go to what's going to hit $1 billion next.
Thor might have a chance depending on when Disney pulls it and puts it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, because Doctor Strange is already out there. Yeah, Doctor Strange.
Thor's a massive character.
Yeah, Doctor Strange hit when
a week ago.
Last week.
Yeah.
Oh man, it should, when you look up box office numbers, should never default to domestic.
Avatar 2. Avatar 2 is coming out this year, right?
Yeah, that is kind of a default. I saw that trailer again ahead of Elvis, and it got better the second time. I was like, I liked it a little bit more. I'm getting on the train.
I'm very excited for it. I just don't know what to expect. I'm excited for another trailer too. Mm-hmm. Where's worldwide box office gross? What the fuck?
Box Office Mojo got bought out by somebody, right?
Oh, that was
IMDb.
That was like 2 years ago. They fucking ruined that shit. That shit sucked. It. That was such a bummer. That website was amazing. And the numbers isn't a bad website, but the old Mojo was great. Yeah. Doctor Strange is actually very close to it, but it's not going to matter now. Doctor Strange almost hit $1 billion. It made 950 million. And then there's nothing since then. Jurassic World Dominion made 746 million. I can't see that hitting it. Yeah. The Batman is done. Nothing else really.
What about Minions? Minions might.
Minions might. There, yeah. I mean, Minions: The Rise of Gru, baby. The movie leaked online like a year ago though. So they're like the true minion heads have already seen it.